Hi everyone, this is a just because I've been asked a couple times about it, I wanted to show something. A couple days ago I did a load layout using a pre-made scrapbook page, kind of like if you were making a digital layout and you used a digital template and just plugged your pictures in and just went with it as is, or maybe added a few elements. This is the paper equivalent of that, and many years ago I found this book at Michael's. It's a recollections. It's called Lazy Scrapbooker paper pad, and what it has in it, let me see if I can do this without kind of show you. It has some pre-made pages that are pre-designed, and the embellishments are cut like this so that you can slide your photo under, so it kind of looks like the elements were layered on top. They're printed with each element is shadowed, digitally shadowed, and so it really, there's dimension. These look like real wooden buttons that are glazed on top, the flare buttons. This looks like a stamp of the print over the flowers, or vice versa, the flowers over there. They're ink splatters and so forth. So there are any number of choices here. And I've actually had this pad put away for, I don't know, maybe it's been a couple years since I used anything in it. I think I had used this page at one time. There's some glittered elements, and this glitter is actually raised on top of the page. So I decided I wanted to use one of these, I think it was night before last, maybe last night, because it got late in the evening and I realized I hadn't done my load page, so I just printed a photo and used it. That page is on the other side of the room, so instead I'm just going to show you how quickly this next page goes together with one of the pages I took from there. Now I've used this one, probably this might have been the first page I used a few years ago, and it has, I'm going to try to show you it as it is, and it's got this line of fringe down the top. There's a minty green and a lime green here. There's some polka dots. This is actually the word celebrate and the your life word stickers are actually kind of glazed over as if you had taken some glossy accents and covered them up. There's some glittered stars that are not actual glitter, and I think the last time I used it, I did use glossy accents so that you'd get the dimension there of that glitter. And there are some ink splatters. I think I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add some stars, and so we'll kind of look at what I'm planning to do here. I had this scrap of Vicky Bouton paper that I had done some die cuts from, and I thought I'd use that as my matting. It kind of, I had just had this 4x6 piece that was kind of stuck onto there. I was glad to be able to have that much left of it. And all I have to do, this is going to be the mat, and what I typically do is kind of insert that underneath the cut parts, and then I layer my photo on top of it. I don't want to put any, foam behind it, because then it might not fit underneath these cutout parts. Okay, so that doesn't exactly fit in there. There it does. Okay, so that actually, sometimes I actually cut it a different size and lay it at a bit of an angle. In this case, I'm going to go right straight there, and it does have this white bit showing on the end, and that's because either their drawing or my page isn't exactly 4 by 6, but if I have a little bit of white on this side and a little bit on this side, I should be fine. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I will pull my, there's a tag here with a hole in it that isn't really a hole, so I'm gonna see, I can't punch that hole, so I'm gonna do something different there. I was going to punch a hole here and a hole here, and I could do that, but on camera I don't think I want to. What I'm gonna do is tie a bow. I've got a couple other tags that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna tie a bow, and I'm not very good at this, you will recall from previous attempts. And I've got something sticking to me here. I'll put that on the layout next. I'll just cut this so that those ends are even, and I will glue it on to here. So that you really can't tell. Now there's some shadowing under there, so it looks like that's raised up, but it's kind of tucked under. So now I want to get my photo, and I printed the photo and cut it intentionally at a different size from the background. It's not exactly 4 by 6. So that I can kind of turn it like that. So you see a little bit of that backing and a little bit of this here. And I knew that I was gonna add something over in here, and I'm glad I have this wall space. By the way, this is also a load layout, and it's based on the song Something by the Beatles. This is a Beatles themed load this time. So, and there's the prompt is because of the words "something in the way she moves." You're supposed to talk about movement. So I immediately thought of dancing, and I don't really have any photos of myself dancing, and I probably wouldn't want to use them if I did. So let me kind of put this at what I think is about the same angle as the other one. And this one I will put a little foam behind as well. And I'm just kind of taking the design and picking up some of the colors and making it a little bit more my own. So over here on the fringes, I thought I would do something of a subtitle. So I've printed out, when I printed the photo, I printed out the lyrics, "Something in the way she moves," and I'm gonna do each letter kind of near the stitching where each of these pieces of fringe goes. Okay, something in the, I used dry adhesive for that piece, and I think I'm gonna do this with wet adhesive. And I possibly will be sorry I did that, because they'll move around. But I love this photo of Katie. I have used it before. I kind of edited it myself with my photo editor rather than applying a filter to it, just to in some ways minimize the impact of all of the other colors and images going on. There's her brother in the back. This is my husband's workshop that Barrett's in, and that's our door. We live in the basement, and that's our door to the outs. That's our main. We call it our front door, but it's really the side door to the house. And we had all the gift wrap and all the gifts in there, and they brought their dad's gifts down, and we had a little gift wrapping party, and Katie just started playing. She always likes to play Christmas music from Pandora. So she set Pandora to Christmas, and there was a song that she particularly loved. I think it was Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the song that was playing then. This was in 2013. And this is my husband's desk right here, and his South Park wrist rest. But she started dancing, and I managed to catch this really joyous photo of her. So let me get these guys kind of where they're not so interacted. I pulled what I think was the right color twine. I really wanted to emphasize that color pink because that kind of matches what she has in her jacket. Okay, there's a trio of buttons here. So I'm gonna make this another trio, and then I'm gonna add a couple down here, a couple items down here to make that a trio as well. So I'm gonna do this very unprofessionally. I'm gonna kind of what I'm gonna put in here is a brad, and it's picking up on the orange color that's over on this side of the pink fringe strip and this orange button. So I kind of want to have that represented. This is not normally I would do something like this off camera before starting to film and see, of course, these things are moving, but I'm not sure that I don't like them moving around. There's another brad that I'm going to use just this white flower, and I'm going to put it right here by the Your Life, and then I have another button that's a smaller button, and I'm hoping that the flower kind of overlaps, or at least gets really close. Oh, it does. Okay, the Your Life. Okay, so that's good. And now I'm gonna take a little glue and put this little aqua button on there. And now I'm gonna take a matching aqua star from my stars collection at Bramble Fox, and I'm going to add it up here, so these two stars and this one that I'm putting in will become a trio. And I should have peeled this beforehand, but I didn't. So let's get that one glued down, kind of right there, overlapping the title. And down here, I have, you know what? I have one here, and I think I have another one that I pulled out but have misplaced. So I'll choose a different one. I've got this little gold one, and I think I'll go with a pink. I know I had a really tiny kind of bright pink that picked up on the on this darker pink that's here and also in her jacket. And I've got this yellow. That yellow that must have fallen out of there. Okay, I'll go with this. It's a lighter pink than we've used elsewhere. I wish I could find that other color pink, but the reason I chose that one is because it was the only one that was that brighter pink. This is kind of a random collection of stars that I bought from the Bramble Fox shop. I had gotten some stars in Fox boxes that I subscribed to, and I think that isn't a plastic protective covering. There may be one on top though. There is, and that makes it really nice and reflective. So I'm gonna put it up here. Okay, so I've kind of added stars and stuff. I've added my subtitle. I think that's all I planned to add to it. So easy peasy layout, not a lot of fuss and bother, and I can add and we'll add things like the date and so forth here, but I'll do that off camera. So thanks for watching. Again, this wasn't for any particular challenge except for load, and it's the kind of thing that I could do quickly and easily if I really needed a layout to qualify for the finisher's prize, but I just really didn't have any time. I think the one I did last night or night before, I did at 11 and the deadline was 12. So the last little thing I'm gonna do is there are some black splatters and some gold splatters. I thought where those are, I thought I might add some lime green that kind of picks up on this lime green color, and because it's kind of one of my favorite colors. So I'm just gonna barely do a few there and kind of right there. Okay, not a big touch, but just a little something extra. So it's done, and I hope you can see all of this. And yesterday, I guess the video I made Thursday for Mixed Media Frenzy that came out on Friday, I didn't notice it myself, but one of my viewers let me know that it had cut off. So I'm checking right now. I'm standing up looking at it, and I think it's still running. But this is the completed layout. Like I said, I'll probably add a little bit of journaling here and maybe a little something down there. And I may type it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you around on YouTube. Bye.